Salutations, everybody. Welcome back. I'm not in a good mood. This is not the video I wanted to be making. I had a different video already made for today that was going to go up today, but this one has to come out first because breaking news came out yesterday that XDefiant is going to be shut down soon. I made a video talking about XDefiant a while ago, saying like it's my go-to multiplayer game now, and now Ubisoft is shutting it down. This isn't like completely unexpected. There was always rumors I was going to shut down constantly, but then Ubisoft, or I guess Mark Rubin, and it seemed like Ubisoft as well, were saying like, no, we're going to keep supporting this game. It's not going to shut down, no way. And now it's all for nothing, I guess. All the effort that they put into this game is going to go away, and it's just sucky is kind of like a very like generic, not detailed way to describe it, but I mean I think it still sums it up pretty perfectly. The whole situation is just really sucky. Even if you don't play XDefiant, I'm sure you can like feel for the devs who actually tried and actually cared, and that's what made this game so refreshing to play. Was that they tried to make a good game first, and not all the BS that all these other AAA companies do with their games first and foremost, especially like Ubisoft does with their other games. This was very refreshing to see from Ubisoft, and all the hard work that got put in this game is just going to go to waste, and it'll be all for nothing. So, I don't know. I'm still processing it, but it's nobody's fault but Ubisoft. Ubisoft is fully responsible for this. The mismanagement and poor execution of this great concept, great idea for a game is ludicrous. If it wasn't made by Ubisoft, it probably could have been much better. Not by like any AAA company, by like some indie company. If some indie company made this game, it probably could have been great. But Ubisoft being Ubisoft got in their own way. And I was talking about it online, posting different places yesterday on like different XDefiant YouTubers comment sections and on the XDefiant subreddit, and then when the story popped up on like various gaming subreddits like r/gaming, r/PS5, and I feel like my voice sounds like I'm sick, but I'm not sick. I'm just sick of all this AAA company corporate BS that they keep doing, especially Ubisoft. And this it starts from the top. I think the problem is like they expected insane profit to me. They expected this game to make $1 billion, and then if it doesn't make $1 billion instantly, it's a failure. What free to play game makes like instant just printing cash instantly as soon as it's released? Fortnite just hit its player peak right now. It's more popular than ever, and it wasn't like that. Like it took like a good like year or two for Fortnite to actually take off. Like it was in development since like 2011. I think it's when we first saw glimpses of it, and then they released the Battle Royale mode, I believe, in 2017, and that was pretty popular. But probably took like a year for it to like really take off. And then after that, it's been cash. So you just got to stick with it. And Call of Duty was XDefiant's biggest competitor. XDefiant was like the alternative to Call of Duty. It was made by former COD devs, and a lot of its, at least a good amount of its player base, are just former COD players who are not happy with the way the series is just spiraling off a cliff and is never going to get better thanks to Activision and the poor mismanagement going over there. Call of Duty wasn't like a massive hit when it came out either. It did fine, but it wasn't until the fourth game they made, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, that it really exploded the series into mainstream, and everyone was playing about it, and that's kicked off the golden age of Call of Duty. And it was super influential to video games, in every genre, but especially multiplayer. It was super innovative. But that was the fourth try. And XDefiant, I think it's only been out for like a year, and they're like, it made us some money, but it didn't make us infinite money, so it's a failure. That's their standard. Ubisoft, their games, they want all their games to everyone to just buy them instantly and reap in massive fortunes. Like, you have to make the games good. And XDefiant was a good game, but it was not what it was going to be. It was only going to get better. They were only going to add more and more stuff to it. They have a whole roadmap planned out for 2 more seasons, and they were going to keep making it better. And I heard that like I don't think Ubisoft said this, but I think Mark Rubin might have said this. Who, if you don't know, he's like the director of the game, former COD guy who worked on the OG COD games. He's the guy on the cover of Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. Like, that's him. So he was behind this whole game. This was his project to make a good shooter when the FPS multiplayer shooter genre definitely needed one. And he said that, like, I'm pretty sure he said that Ubisoft, they weren't marketing the game yet, which is true. I mean, they definitely were not marketing it, but they were going to make the game better, and then they would start marketing it. And like, this made sense because there's many free-to-play games that are still popular, that have been around for a long time, like Rocket League, and Brawlhalla, and Warframe, just to name a few. Those weren't massive successes when they came out. They're popular, no doubt, but they've only gotten bigger and bigger and better over time as they've added more stuff to continue to support it. Ubisoft has just given up because I think probably some shareholders weren't happy. And you know how America is. Doesn't matter about the customers. Screw customers. Couldn't care less about them. It's about pleasing the shareholders because they want a quick profit. They're not there for long-term investment. They are there for quick profits. They want to see quarterly profits every fiscal quarter go up and up and up and up, never down. They're never going to want to take a loss. Like, let's say COVID happens, right? 2020, they're still not going to be happy. That's still unacceptable. You need to find a way to keep making money even in times like COVID. That's why you saw all the streaming services make billions and billions of dollars in COVID, and Twitch and Zoom, and they didn't really do anything different. They just got lucky because COVID happened. Everyone's at home and trying to watch their stuff through the power of the internet and streaming. And so all these streaming services raked in billions. And you think, like, okay, they made billions, they made bank, good for them. Aren't they going to be happy though? No, the prices have to keep going up. Content's getting cut. The service, the quality is going down and down because they have to make more and more money every single quarter. It is never enough. The grind for money never stops at completely the cost of the consumers. They don't care about the consumers. It's about the shareholders. And that was all to say that Ubisoft in this decision is not thinking about what the players want, not thinking about what their own developers want. They're thinking about what the shareholders want. They're not even thinking about what's best for the company, just what the shareholders want. Because the shareholders don't care about the company, especially in the long run, just as long as the company is making money. So it's just terrible. And even if you don't like XDefiant, this is still bad news because this is, COD can do whatever it wants now. It has like no competition now. And COD definitely got scared by XDefiant. Like, I remember when XDefiant was doing the open betas, COD was, as soon as XDefiant would announce the open betas, COD would be like, double XP weekend, everybody get here. And also be like, free weekend too, try to game free, please, don't look over there, don't look off to the promised lands, don't look at XDefiant, come back to COD, please, please, please. We promise it'll be good, we promise, please, just come back, please, we'll do anything. That's what Activision was doing with Call of Duty, and they were going to name it Black Ops 6 this year. They were going to name it Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War, but they changed it to Black Ops 6 because they thought that name would do better, and they were worried about how good XDefiant would do. And that's also maybe why we had, I think, Prestige Mode finally. I think a way to bring people back. I think that's not as certain as what they're doing other stuff that I mentioned, but I think that's why I brought back Prestige Mode as well, because of XDefiant. And XDefiant was going to have a Prestige Mode as well. They just didn't get to that, and I don't think they will get to that. Now, the game, if you haven't read the announcement, it's going to stay up until, they're cutting support for now, but it's going to stay up until like the summer. I don't know if they're going to release Season 3 or not. And Season 3 was supposed to be big, and it was going to be Assassin's Creed and everything. Like, Assassin's Creed is Ubisoft's biggest franchise. That's their Call of Duty that they're also mismanaging, just like Activision is mismanaging Call of Duty. Like, Assassin's Creed does not need to come out every year, okay? It's a massive open world game. It does not need to come out every single year, because by the time you release one the next year, a lot of people probably haven't finished the one from the year before. Like, it's too much. And they learned that lesson when they took a break. They didn't, after Assassin's Creed Syndicate in 2015 didn't do that well. they didn't release one in 2016 and said, okay, we need to take some time, go back, make sure the games are good before we release them. And then they released Assassin's Creed Origins in 2017, the Egypt one, and that got pretty great reviews compared to the other Assassin's Creed games. People were like, this is really nice. This is a good game. Good job, Ubisoft. Here you go. Here's my money. And then they went right back to meat grinder, pumping out the games nonstop. They released Odyssey the next year. I don't know if they released one in 2019, but they definitely released one in 2020, Valhalla. And after that, they've been taking a bit of a break because I don't know how much Valhalla sold, but it definitely wasn't that great. And neither was Odyssey. So there's no competition COD now. COD can do even more of the BS that it wants to do. And I'm saying BS, I'm trying not to get like too emotional and start swearing and stuff, but the temptation is really there. This is not good. And competition is good in any industry. And we need it right now when it comes to multiplayer first-person shooter games, especially of the arena format that COD falls into. And right off the start, ever since XDefiant existed, ever since XDefiant was in the public eye, there were COD fanboys who were preying on XDefiant's downfall, hoping that the game would die, and saying it was a terrible game without even playing it. And these people, they're just brain rot by Call of Duty. Like, this XDefiant is only good for COD's existence and forces COD to be better. And now that COD doesn't have to be better, it's the only thing on the market. It can do whatever it wants. Kind of like how EA can do whatever they want with their sports game, with their football games, with their hockey games. They got blown out of the water by 2K in the basketball scene, but still, EA has absolute stranglehold on the sports video game scene of the industry, and that's why their games suck. I love hockey. I love playing hockey. I love watching hockey. I would love for the video games to be great, but they suck. The hockey minigame and Mario Party Superstars, I think, is the one that came out a few years ago, the N64 ones, whatever, on the Switch. The hockey minigame from that is way more fun than any of the NHL games in pretty much like ever, okay? Because they don't try anymore. They just release them every single year, just like Activision does Call of Duty. I'm planning to do a whole video talking about EA and their goddamn sports games, and they signed an exclusive contract with NFL, so that they're the only people allowed to make the NFL licensed football games, even though they suck at it, and clearly they should get their license revoked and have someone else give them the opportunity. But they bought the EA rights, or EA bought the rights to Star Wars and make Star Wars video games, and Star Wars Battlefront was pretty fun, 2015. Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2017, not so great. People like the Jedi Survivor games. I don't like the Jedi Survivor games. If you played Force Unleashed before any of those two games, then the Jedi Survivor games are nothing. They're puny in comparison. EA needs to release Force Unleashed 3, but I'm just saying that because Ubisoft, they also got the license to Star Wars, and they released an open world Star Wars game, the first of its kind, and they messed it up. They forgot to add the lightsabers. How do you mess up an open world Star Wars game? How? That's like the easiest slam dunk ever. And they messed it up, and it failed. And it just became like you're a girl and you just walk around with a pistol, and it's just hide in the tall grass simulator and try to sneak by the stupid ass enemies that can look at you and still not realize that you're there. Like, they're the stupidest AI ever. So boring. How do you mess it up? And Ubisoft is going back to just Ubisoft getting in their own way. They don't know what to do. Like, XDefiant was their only game that had any potential to be successful down the road, because the only game they have going for them right now is Rainbow Six Siege, I think, and even that still that's another game that it was popular when it came out, but it's only gotten more popular over the years as they added more and more stuff to it, because it's a live service game, and which is the same way they were handling XDefiant, and it is dying a little bit in recent years, but it's still very popular. So it's still probably one of their biggest cash cows that they're milking dry. They're making it worse over the years, but regardless, I think that's their biggest moneymaker right now, and because they stuck with it. And they didn't just immediately say it has to make $1 billion or we're going to shut down instantly. No. And so if that's one of the only things they have going for them, and they're going to shut down XDefiant, what are they going to do next year? I don't know. Assassin's Creed better be the biggest hit ever, and I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that great. Just in my opinion, none of their Assassin's Creed games are that great. Black Flag was kind of the only good one, and that's it. And I'm worried for them. I want them to do well. I want them to make good games that I can enjoy, but I can't. I cannot do that. They keep me in their own way. They don't know how to make a good game anymore. They just don't. They're so stupid. And Ubisoft, other games feel so bland, corporate, lifeless, soulless, and you feel like this game, the idea for this game could be great, but because Ubisoft made it, it's not that great. Like they don't know how to make a good game, and that's no good. Like I said, I would love for them to make banger after banger games, like you'd hope a game studio with infinite money would, but they don't. And XDefiant, they weren't giving it the support it needed. They needed more people because like the game came out and the netcode was terrible, unacceptably bad, and that should have been fixed like instantly, but they just didn't have enough people to get on it. And when they tried to fix all the bugs that are in the game, and they couldn't really add more content, like they needed more people to work on content, more people to work on all the bug fixes. They just didn't have that. And a lot of people, they tried out the game instantly. It did set records, at least I think for like Ubisoft games in terms of like people playing it at launch. But a lot of people left it because they didn't like the state it was in, and understandably so. But it wasn't fixed fast enough, and because they didn't have enough people on it. Ubisoft just never really seemed to give this game a chance. They never really seemed to believe in it, and now it's embarrassing for them. They've got to shut it down, and the fans are not happy. I'm almost done getting rainbow on every gun. I know you can get to level 500 in every gun, and I am level 500 on some guns, just incidentally. I don't really care about the blue-black camo for that. Rainbow on every gun looks beautiful. It's like the perfect camo ever. So I'm almost done trying to get rainbow on all the guns there. I think I only have like a few left, and so it sucks that all that's gonna go away, because one of the things about XDefiant was supposed to stick around for years, not Call of Duty, where every year your progress is reset because it's a yearly series for no reason. It's like, no, XDefiant is only gonna get better and better and better over time, and what you earn is you're still gonna have it years and years down the road. Nope, they're gonna take that all away, and so I'll still play it, I guess, but man, it's gonna suck knowing that the game's gonna go away. And then I won't really have anything else to play because there's nothing out there right now that's like XDefiant or Call of Duty that's actually good. And I'm still on a tiny bit of hope that, I don't know, maybe Ubisoft reverses their decision, or someone releases like a client for the game that makes it work without Ubisoft servers, like I think they're doing for The Crew, when Ubisoft shut down The Crew for no reason, and they took it out, literally removed it from people's Steam libraries retroactively, which should be illegal. And if they are getting sued for it, there is a lawsuit going against them for it. I think people have found a way to get servers back up so you can still play the game, I believe, if you download the community patch. So I hope maybe that can happen. I don't know. But so, I mean, XDefiant's probably like 99% going to be dead forever, but there's still a 1% chance. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully people raise big enough stink about it. And there's really, the future is bleak for multiplayer FPS arena games, except for Delta Force. Delta Force came out. I made a video on that. Came out in alpha. There's a closed, or actually no, it's open beta. Open beta for tomorrow on PC, and I believe on iOS and Android as well. So in this beta, there's bunch of newer maps. I don't know if there's new weapons, but there's already you can already play like infinite weapons anyways. But there's new maps and new game modes, I believe. It looks like it's going to be a blast. Hopefully they made some more fixes, changes to it, make it even better as it's going from alpha stage to beta stage. And it was already even super polished in the alpha stage, so I'm excited to see what it looks like in the beta stage. But it's coming out, I think, possibly tonight, but definitely tomorrow. Open beta, PC and mobile, iOS and Android. I think content will sync across too. Hopefully that's the dream, because if I can play this game on PC on my gaming laptop and then take it on the go with me on my gamer phone that I have that's recording this right now, that would be absolutely amazing. I would love that. That would like crush. That would sell so well. It's a free to play game. It's free, but they're gonna put microtransactions into it, no doubt. And if you haven't seen my Delta Force video, they got a Battlefield game mode, they've got an Escape from Tarkov extraction type game mode, and they've got a whole campaign. This game has like everything. It is huge. It is awesome. I've played the alpha. It's a great time, and I'll be playing the beta when it comes out, possibly today if it comes out today. If not, when it comes out tomorrow. So that's really the only like hope on the horizon. And I guess it's past the horizon in the future, I'd say. So I think that's all I have to say about that. Just terrible news that I wasn't too caught off guard by, but still it sucks to hear. I'm just gonna keep saying it sucks because that's just how I feel. It sucks, man. Like, I don't know. Let me know if you guys play XDefiant, or if you played it before, what you thought about it, if you didn't like it. Tell me all that in the comment section below. And hopefully I'll try to be more upbeat in the next video, but this one's just a downer, and I didn't want to have to make a video on this. I hope this occasion wouldn't happen, but it's here, and so I just had to talk about it. So thank you for indulging me, and I will see you in what will hopefully be a way more fun video. See you then.